Why, hello, 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 lovely souls. How are you guys today? How are you guys? I hope that your day is going well. It's windy. I know that. I'm just going to give people a few minutes to kind of gather on before we get started. There's a lot of information in this video, so bear it with me. I'm trying to make it a bit of an interactional video, to be honest with you. And I want you guys to know this is an open space. There is no judgments, no negativity in this space. This is all about self-care and self-love, okay? Sorry, excuse my door. The wind keeps blowing it right back open, but I don't feel like closing the window. Okay. So the first part of it, we're going to go into a bit of what self-care is. Now, after we do that, I'm going to go in and do a reading to see where we are in terms of self-care, where we can, like what areas that may need a bit more work in self-care, and then, where you could start. I have some new cards I want to try, which is the Make Yourself a Priority cards. There's a little exercise on the back of the card I'd like to get to at the end of the video. So that way we can kind of, still practice the skills that we're talking about in this video. Okay. I will be doing these check-ins every Friday, right before the weekend, to kind of see where we are on our journey. Okay. So self-care is different for everybody. Overall, it's the way in which we care for ourselves. Okay. It's divided down into 4 categories. Okay. You have the emotional self-care. You have your physical self-care. You have your psychological self-care or mental self-care. And then you have your spiritual self-care. Okay. So now I know it's hard to squeeze them all in one day. It's like a lot of pressure because we have our regular day-to-day things that we have to do. Okay. So the way I do it personally is I try to at least squeeze in one thing for myself a day. Okay. It's not always as easy as it sounds because I have a kid, so it's kind of hard to, handle our regular day-to-days and then still care for ourselves. But it's important that you do. Even if it's just one area that you're caring for yourself a day, just taking that one step in nurturing your own self. Okay. So for your emotional, when I'm speaking on emotional self-care, okay, this is your moods, your emotions. A lot of us don't realize how important that is because we're taught not to act a certain way, or we're taught not to speak a certain way, or not to feel this way. Okay. And that's not healthy. You need to recognize your emotions and understand them. Excuse me. Let me close this window. Go to window. And be able to utilize them in a healthier way. Okay. Because our emotions are not to be denied. They're still a part of you. And it is okay to feel those emotions. It's just all in how you express it. So that goes into your emotional self-care. You can't keep things bottled up and think that you're always going to be, in a good mood. Okay. So let me see here. And then we'll go in, then physical. For your physical self-care, these are just general touch-in just in case you just don't quite know where to start or what self-care really implies of. Okay. Your physical self-care is what most people consider your self-care. That's the physical body, exercising, eating healthy, drinking plenty of water a day. It even goes as far as rest. When you're getting enough sleep, that's even physical self-care. Okay. Then you have the psychological self-care, which is also mental health as well. And that's all about your thoughts, your ideas, your mental well-being. Okay. I know a lot of people suffer from anxiety and different disorders like that as well. So it's always good to take care of that physical, your excuse me, psychological care. Okay. And then we have the spiritual. So that's all about your soul being, um, your inner self, if that makes sense. Is when you're taking care of that, that implies like things like let me see here, like meditation or grounding. Um, Sometimes even just being in the present moment to where you can fully understand what's going on and know your own energy from somebody else's. Okay. We always want to make sure we're keeping our energy cared for. Okay. Because that's when you put your energy into the wrong places when it's not cared for. Okay. Now, I am going to go ahead and do a touch in to see where our self care energy is as a group. Um, and then I'll go into a bit more at the end of the video. I do want to pull an affirmation card. That's just kind of a little bonus, really, just because I thought it would be a neat idea. So we're going to go ahead and, excuse me, we're going to go ahead and start the self care spread. But please, like I said, this is an interactional video. So I would truly appreciate if you have any ideas or any comments on things that you may think is a good idea. Just drop them in the comments. I love to read other people's ideas. I like to have other people's ideas. I like to integrate them into mine because some people have good ideas. Now, this specific part of the video, the rating part, is going to be tarot. Um, at the end is when we'll do it's not so much an oracle, it's more like a card pull, really. But I think the cards are really awesome. And then they come with like a little exercise on the back, okay? And the card is pretty much it's actually from the deck, Make Yourself a Priority. Okay, self-care in a box. So it has different little tips that you can do as far as self-care that are very simple to try to squeeze into your daily routine. Okay, so spirit guides and great angels, show me our overall energy, self-care, our overall energy or standpoint in self-care, please. My goodness. Okay, where to go? I've seen it flip. Okay, so let's see here. Our overall energy and self-care. We got the Queen of Wands, the Ace of Swords, and the Two of Swords. So it's telling me that right now we're in an energy we're kind of just going with the flow. Whatever we feel like may need work on at that time, we're kind of taking that time out. But I feel like it's being rushed, okay? I feel like we're not taking our time to really completely care for ourselves, which I know is easier said than done. Sometimes even just 15 full minutes, can help you integrate self-care into your daily schedule. Okay. It seems like also right now we're kind of in an energy of I want to say like an unhealthy communication. Okay. So this could be again with the emotional self-care. This could be where we may need the most help right now in our emotional self-care. And that's being able to express ourselves clearly without hurting someone or um offending someone, if that makes sense. Okay. But still being, like I said, still being able to express and care for that emotional part of you. All right. So spirit guides and great angels, what area right now needs the most care and attention as far as our self-care? What areas of self-care needs the most attention right now? Like I said, I'm going to check in every week with you guys because with the interactional, I want to, at the end, I want to be able to, talk about how these things or these tips make you feel. How did you feel afterwards? And again, like I said, any ideas as well. So we have the moon. I feel like that's more about hidden emotions. Again, like I said, I feel like it's more emotional right now that we need the most care. I feel like emotional care isn't as talked about as physical self-care or even spiritual self-care. Like I feel like people talk more about spiritual self-care than emotional care. Okay. And our emotions are important. That's what fuels us. That's what drives us. Um, especially as human beings. Okay. And then I have, where do we need to start? We got the judgment and the Ace of Cups. So I feel like with the judgment, I feel like now more sometimes it's a more of a call to action, but I feel like in this specific circumstance, I feel like it's how we deliver our messages. Okay. I feel like that's the energy that I'm getting from this is how we deliver our messages and our conversations. And then we got the Ace of Cups. So I feel like I said again, I feel like right now this reading is telling us that we really need to focus on our emotional care. I feel like the Ace of Cups showing up and where we need to start is our emotional um, foundation or our emotional self. I feel like that's not something that's touched on a lot. And like I said, I'm going to go at the end and we're just going to talk about a few things that you can do to um, squeeze in a little bit of time to focus on your emotional self-care. Okay. And then we have the Knight of Cups for Spirit's advice. That's about taking a new perspective and a new path, I should say, a journey on emotions, because the cups are all about emotions. Again, all about feelings. And I feel like right now, I don't know if you can see this card here. You see how they're holding up the cup, but out of this cup is coming light rays. Okay. I don't know if you can see that very well, but it's like light rays coming out of the cup. I feel like that's spirit's way of telling us that by us working on our emotional care, I feel like this is spirit's way of telling us that we'll be able to express ourselves in a brighter way, in a healthier way at that, where we can radiate that beautiful emotion, okay, healthy in a healthy way, excuse me, to not just ourselves, but other people. Okay. I just want to make sure I'm not missing nothing in this message here. Okay, I also feel like for some of us too, I feel like we're getting with this moon card in what areas need more care. I also feel like because there's several people in this specific moon card, okay? I don't know if you can see that here. I don't know if you can see that here. So I feel like this is also, I mean, it could be sides to ourself that we are denying, sides to our emotional self that we're denying or that we're um, not integrating, okay? But it could also be that emotionally we are not attracting the right relationships in our life, okay? I feel like, or it could even be something that because we are not stable enough in our emotions, it could be that we are attracting people that we may feel like we want in our life at the time, but when they do come in, the relationships aren't healthy because you're no longer in that space. Okay, that could be what it is. But I feel like it's more like what you feel you attract kind of energy. Okay. Yeah, and I feel like there's hidden emotions that we are not caring for that are coming out in other ways that are unhealthy. I'm just going to go ahead and clarify the cards because I want to make sure that we're not getting any wrong messages, okay? And then we'll go into a bit more about emotional self-care because that seems to be what this message is about. And then I will pull the Make Yourself a Priority card at the end. Try to give us some tips and some things that we can do to incorporate in our daily schedules. And then we can come back next week and talk about it, okay? All right. Spirit guides and great angels clarify the Ace of Swords. Yeah, see, I feel like because we got the Seven of Pentacles that clarifies the Ace of Swords, and that's in our overall current energy as far as self care goes. Okay, I feel like being that the Ace of Swords is in reverse, I feel like it's, with the whole shutdown and things like that, how everything has turned, I feel like a lot of our projects and ideas and businesses and things like that are not growing as fast as we would like them to, or not blooming, I should say, the way that we had hoped. And I feel like that's causing some rift in emotions. And I feel like it's hard to communicate it right now. Maybe it's just that you aren't in contact with the people that you normally speak to, or close friends or family, whatever that may be. Um, I feel like we need to take some time to really nurture our emotions because it's the Seven of Pentacles. If you look at it, she's giving care to the flowers that's blooming out of this, this bush here. I think that's supposed to be. She's giving nurturing and time and attention to that flower. Okay. I feel like that's because that's telling us, I should say, that's indicating that we need to care more for our emotions, even though things may not be working out in our favor at the time. I feel like we should still be able to communicate them emotions that come with that, whether it's frustration or anger or disappointment. That's why I created here this safe space because sometimes we just need to talk about it. Okay. All right. Spirit guides and great angels, clarify the known, please. Clarify the known. Whoa. Oh. Okay, just give me one moment. I gotta go and get that. Okay. We have the Four of Pentacles. So yeah, I feel like we're hiding our emotions from everybody else because, some people see emotions as a weakness. Some people judge you for how you feel, and I feel like for us to protect our emotions and protect our heart, I feel like we've gotten into this energy of, how can I say that? Restricting our emotions, not letting them show, like feeling on the inside, but not expressing it on the outside. I feel like we're just holding everything in right now. Okay. And that's not healthy. It's not healthy. Okay. Just want to clarify this Judgment card. Wow. And this is for where do we start? The Judgment card, we clarifying it, we have the Ten of Swords and then we have the Six of Cups. So this is telling me that I feel like this is telling me that it's time to end the cycle of improperly expressing our emotions and sharing our message and creating harmony and balance in this specific area. Okay. I feel like in doing that, I feel like we're going to show not just ourselves a better emotional state, but also the people around us, and as well generations behind us, our children, our grandchildren, our nieces, nephews, things like that. Okay, because it isn't just yourself that you're healing when you're taking care of yourself. You're also healing family lines that were wounded or had traumatic experiences with. Okay, and then I'm going to clarify the Knight of Cups here. Okay, I didn't want to. It started to jump. Okay, so we have the High Priestess. This is about, I feel like in this specific reading, I feel like this is about, because the High Priestess sometimes is about intuition and being able to balance your intuition and your physical needs, or practicality, I should say. But I feel like clarifying the Knight of Cups, I feel like this is telling us that we're going to be able to reach and in working on our care, our self-care, especially emotional wise. I feel like this is telling us that we'll be able to reach a higher level of understanding, okay, for our emotions and what's healthy to express and or I shouldn't say what's healthy to express, because it's healthy to express it in general, but in how we express it. Okay. I feel like with that is going to come better judgment, better intuition as well, because you're not going to be clouded by unresolved emotions and how can I say that? Triggers. Okay. You'll be able to balance your emotions and how you feel, but also how to properly express them. And like I said, not just to yourself, but even to others around you. Because sometimes we feel things, and you have some that may not speak up at all. You have some that may speak up and express the way they feel, but do it in such a harsh manner that it's not received properly. Okay. And then you have You have people that have worked on their emotional care and have a nice balance to it. Okay. It's something that you constantly work at, because when we're clouded emotionally and we're not cared for emotionally, like I said, the emotions spill over into other situations. Okay. And other encounters and experiences. And that's what we're here to stop. We want to be able to express ourselves in healthy ways. Sometimes writing. I know for me personally, I like to draw when I get frustrated, when I can't seem to express the way I feel, I'll start drawing. I even like to sing. I'll do some karaoke. It helps me feel good though, and it helps me express myself in a healthier outlet. Okay. I'm just trying to make sure I'm not missing any information here. Okay, so I'm also going to pull, just to close this reading off here, I want to pull the Celebration of Love Oracle, because I feel like that kind of goes hand in hand with self-care. Okay. Angels, please guide me and my lovely souls on our journey in self-care. Okay. Our journey in self-care. Okay, that one wanted to jump out. Protection. Okay. So Spirit wants you to know that you are protected and that you are being cared for, even though you may not feel like it. So don't ever doubt for 1 second that you're unprotected or that you're uncared for by anybody else, because our angels and our guides are there for that. Okay. Our guides and great angels. Any last remaining messages regarding our self-care journey? Okay. Any last remaining messages regarding our self-care journey, Spirit? Okay, gentleness. Okay, so again, this is all going into our emotional self-care. Gentleness is about being nurturing to not not just to yourself, but to others around you. Okay. And again, that goes into when you're emotionally aware and you understand your emotions and you practice that self-care, it especially with your emotions. I feel like I'm talking specifically about emotions because that's what keeps popping up in this reading. Okay. So I feel like that's like the main area that we need to focus on for the week. Okay. But I feel like this is Spirit's way of telling us that it's okay to have them emotions. I feel like they're saying be gentle with ourselves and our emotions, but also be gentle with others and their emotions, because not everyone can express their emotions in which you can. Okay. Some people aren't working on their self-care and don't quite have the skills necessary at their disposal to work on this energy. Okay. I also feel like, just looking at the card here, I feel like, I don't know if you can see these rays of light coming out from behind this beautiful angel's wings here, and then you see the water behind her. I feel like also Spirit's trying to tell us to, even though it's hard to, go out and do things like that, I feel like we really need to take some time for ourselves, maybe out in nature. I feel like maybe just a walk, I don't know, just around your house, just to get out and get some fresh air. I personally, when I go outside, or even if I don't go outside, I like to open the windows and just let that fresh air in, listen to the trees, listen to the birds sometimes. That can truly help you come back to your own energy and understand, and not so much understand, but bring awareness to your emotions. Okay. And that's pretty much the first step in caring for your emotions, is recognizing your energy and where you feel like you need help at, or being aware of an emotion that may be healthy or unhealthy, or an outlet that may be healthy or unhealthy. Okay. That's beautiful. I'm not gonna lie, I felt a little nervous about this spread here. I wasn't sure if it was gonna work out, but it seems to be going very pleasant. Very, very pleasant. Okay, so now I'm gonna go to the last part of the video. These videos aren't gonna be too long, okay? But I am going to go ahead and pull the make yourself a priority card, and then I am going to read off the prompt on the back, because I would like that to be our touch-up subject for next week. Okay, that way we can keep track of our own progress, as well as check in with others that are in the same energy of trying to care for self on all levels. Okay. Okay. Spirit guides and great angels, please give us a beautiful starting tip on our journey for self care. Oh, everybody's being sporadic. And I know I got work to do, but sheesh. And then, like I said, we kind of put off the self care because we get so wrapped up in day to day life and responsibilities that we don't even notice how much of our care we've put to the side. We kind of still have to, it's like a baby. You don't want to give them too much attention, but you also don't want to spoil them. But you got to have that healthy balance. Okay. We also need that. Okay, so what I have is plan a relaxing activity. Okay, now this is whatever you consider to be relaxing. So this could be, your idea of relaxing could just be sitting outside and, like I said, listening to the birds chirping. That's an activity, if that's what you consider relaxing. Um, so that's going to be the big touch up for next week, is your relaxing activity. We'll talk a little bit about that. And then with this relaxing activity, we're going to go ahead and, I don't know if you can see it here on the back of the card. Okay, it says types of self-care: physical, emotional, social, or mental. Okay, so you choose that activity based off of what you feel like you want to start with. Okay, and then it says there's two fill-ins at the end. So that's, I will take care of myself by. I want you to just take a second and think about um, what you're going to do specifically to take care of yourself in whatever category it is that you choose to do. Um, and then I also want to know, how did it make you feel? How did it make you feel caring for yourself in this specific manner? What thoughts, emotions went through your head at the time? What energy did you feel? What energy did you feel afterwards? Okay. And you guys aren't going to be the only ones doing this. I'm also going to join in on it. So that's what we'll touch up on next week. Okay. And like I said, these videos will be posted every Friday. I want to do this right before the weekend, so that way you have your, the week to kind of practice on these. Okay. And try to incorporate them a little bit, because I feel like this is something that we don't really give ourselves time for. Okay. And it's not necessarily that we're so busy. It's just I feel like by the time, like I know me personally, by the time I settle down from the day, I'm just like ready to go to sleep. Okay. I'm not really thinking about self-care. Not always. Okay. But I've started noticing that I was catching myself like, okay, um, I could go to sleep, but I could also take this little bit of time to sit outside and I personally love nature. So I like to go outside and feel the air and things like that whenever I'm feeling like I need some self care. Okay. That helps me emotionally, physically, um, mentally as well. And kind of clears my energy. Okay. But it could even be, something as simple as, I don't know, like me personally, for my relaxing activity, I think I'm going to just light me some candles, to be honest with you, light an incense and just sit back, okay, and just breathe it all in, listen to nature, and just enjoy my little bit of time, okay? So I would love, love, love to see your ideas of a relaxing activity. Now I'm going to go ahead and pull an affirmation card because I feel like it just goes hand in hand with self-care, okay? And then because I'm going to do the prompts on the back just because I feel like it's a nice interactional thing. On the back of these cards, it specifically says, I am most proud of my, and at the beginning of the next week's video, I want to kind of touch up as well. What are you most proud of on your self-care journey this far? Okay. Because you want to celebrate your successes, even if they're little, as far as like even just, celebrating the fact that you were able to incorporate 5 minutes to yourself every day for you to practice a certain thing or certain activity or experience a certain situation. Okay. All right, spirit guides and great angels, give us a beautiful affirmation that we can use to promote our self-care. Okay. Use these cards. They're probably loud because they're really thick. Okay. They're really thick. There's gods and great angels. Show me a beautiful affirmation for us to start to promote our self-care journey. There we go. Okay. The first one, well, actually, this is what it is. You can rephrase it in any way that you would like to say it, okay? Because some of these cards speak in a I tense, but some of them do not, okay? So it says, you are valuable. I don't know if you can see that. Like my webcam is not that good. Anyways, you are valuable. So if you wanted to use that in terms of a daily affirmation, it's I am valuable. And you are. So are your emotions. Your emotions are valuable as well. Because they help fuel um, your journey and your tasks and missions that you set out to do, your goals, your dreams, and things of that nature. So always remember that it plays a key role in not just your life, but in everyone's life around you. Okay. I'm just trying to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. No. Okay, so I really, truly, truly hope that you guys enjoy this message here. I would love, again, like I said, just remember the prompts if you can. If not, I'll try to take a picture of it maybe and post it Maybe if I could do it in the description or even on my discussion page that we can check back in with next week. Okay. Again, these are going to be every Friday. So make sure you like this video and hit the notification bell. That way you can get the notification whenever I go live again for next week. Okay. Because I won't always post a link for this video. Okay. Um, And I will see you guys next week. Thank you for joining me. Love and light to you.